Episode 301, Main Character. After recognizing Mel, the taxi driver didn't intend to let him take the taxi. Now that he saw that Mel was about to vomit, he didn't want him anywhere near the taxi. What kind of attitude is this? If you dare refuse to take the taxi, I'll file a complaint against you. Whatever. The taxi driver pushed him out of the car, closed the door, stepped on the accelerator, and left. Seeing the taxi leave, Mel immediately broke down. There was almost nothing he didn't know. The taxi refused to drive him, so how could he go home? He couldn't take the bus or the subway, right? It was impossible that he wouldn't be recognized. When the time came, there would be so many people watching him like he was a monkey. He might as well die. With Mel missing from the Golden Melody competition, William once again had a wave of good luck. Originally, William did not expect to win the championship. The difference in popularity between him and the Dream Angel group was just too great. However, there was always tension between them and Mel, and no one could shake him off. Now that Mel was courting death, he had lost the right to compete. William had won the second place for nothing, and it was basically a foregone conclusion. The third place below him was hundreds of thousands of meters away from him, so it couldn't be considered a match for him. William silently praised Mel's selfless behavior in his heart. As for the Dream Angel group, with Mel as an example, William did not dare to have any bad thoughts. It would be better for him to take the second place. Those who work hard are rewarded in life. Without hard work, there is no success. The Golden Melody competition continued for a week and ended. In the end, the Dream Angel group scored close to full marks and the highest popularity in history. More than 21 million votes, they questionably won the championship. The award ceremony was going to be held in the capital again. Harry did not go there this time. He let Chelsea lead the team with Jessica and the others to the capital to obtain their own glory. Harry was in Maryland discussing with Manson about the filming of the movie. Because it was a doomsday sci-fi movie, it belonged to the category of disaster films. There were no lack of scenes where the entire city had been turned into ruins and destroyed. This kind of scene was impossible to film in real life. It could only be made as a special effect, but even if it was a special effect, Harry still needed to make it the most realistic visual effect. Suspending disbelief is the main goal for films, and to do so with the best visuals is very tricky. This phenomenon made people criticize it for a long time, but no one came out to make changes. It was a joke to say that they did not have money to make special effects. There was no lack of money in the special effects production. Many overseas blockbusters had special effects that were entrusted to domestic companies. So what was the problem? On the remuneration of celebrities, all kinds of young and handsome celebrities that filled up the market would receive sky-high remuneration. They would be able to get more than half of the production fee. The supporting roles would be split into another portion. The director would also be split into another portion. The remaining portion would be used to produce the movie with a pitiful amount of money. Investors don't care about the script at all. The quality of the movie only focuses on a good IP and a famous celebrity combination. So it's really hard to produce a great film now. Sigh. Manson analyzed the movie market for Harry and sighed helplessly. Previously, when he was filming art films, he had only produced them at a small cost and did not rely on the box office to produce results. However, when it came to commercial films, his reputation was secondary, and the standard of production was not important. As long as he had a good IP and looked for celebrities to act as the lead actors, fans would take the initiative to pay out of their own pockets. A lousy film could also get a high box office sales. It was simply a joke. Harry shook his head. This method doesn't work on me. I think your script is very good. Now that the actors are already in place, we don't want any young and handsome celebrities. They're all celebrities in my company. Whoever dares to be disobedient and act big will leave. If you want to be respected, you'll have to rely on your acting skills to speak. I support you unconditionally. Do you have the confidence to film well? Hearing Harry's question, Manson immediately stood up and patted his chest. Don't worry, Mr. Parker gave me such good support. If I don't shoot the movie well, I won't be able to face anyone anymore. Actually, this movie did not entirely use people who were not very famous. At the very least, Jessica and the others were very popular now. As long as the movie was made, Even if it could be not as good as a foreign movie, the box office would not be too bad. By the way, how's the training of Jessica and the other 3 acting skills going? Harry asked. Yes, they're definitely not as good as professional actors, but their position in the movie is not very important. This movie is focused on group acting. The overall acting skills are the most important. With 1 or 2 more outstanding actors, there won't be any problems. You mean Justin and Lucy? Harry asked. One of them was a former A-lister, and the other was an actress who had been neglected. Harry did not understand them very well. Yes, Justin's acting skills have been honed for so many years. To be more precise, he's a first-class actor. After all, he was once the one who won the title of King of the Silver Screen. And I happened to meet Lucy, this actor, in a film set. Even when she's acting as a minor character, she still surprises me. Her acting skills are really amazing. Manson praised her. Harry nodded. Manson had previously filmed art films and had won many awards in and out of the country. He was very good at acting. Since he said that there was no problem, Justin and Lucy would definitely be qualified. The 2 of them are following you to prepare now. I wonder if they're interested in joining my company. Harry became interested in the 2 of them. Star Moon Entertainment was still a small entertainment company after all. The number of artists could not be compared to those top entertainment companies. If they wanted to develop quickly, it was better to recruit powerful celebrities. I haven't discussed this with them before, but when I signed the contract with the company previously, the 2 of them seemed to be more or less a little envious. Manson said uncertainly. I see. Why don't we ask the 2 of them to come over? I'll talk to them and see what they think. Okay, I'll call them now. Manson got up and went out. After a while, he brought both of them over. During the time Manson was filming the music video, Justin and Lucy were not idle either. They were earnestly carrying the script behind their backs, studying their roles and analyzing how they should perform. Both of them cherished this hard-won opportunity. Being able to act as the main character in a $100 million production was something that they had been wanting for so many years. Therefore, after Manson arranged the roles, Justin and Lucy stayed in the Star Moon Entertainment and carefully prepared. Episode 302, Invitation. Both of them were very cautious when they came to Harry's office. They felt a little uneasy in their hearts. When Manson went to call them, he didn't tell them why, but now that the movie was about to be marketed, the 2 of them thought that it must have been something to do with the movie. After entering the office and seeing that Harry didn't speak and just looked at them with his eyes, the 2 of them became even more uneasy. Mr. Parker, what do you want from us? Justin and Lucy were both thinking about whether they had done anything wrong recently. Maybe their performance was not good enough, which made Henry unhappy. Harry was the sole investor in the movies and had the highest authority. If he was not satisfied with the 2 of them, he could replace the lead actor at any time. Mr. Parker, did we do something wrong? Lucy saw that Harry did not speak and could not help but ask. Oh, no. You 2 did well. You both worked very hard. I'm also very satisfied, Harry said with a smile. The 2 of them secretly heaved a sigh of relief. It was good that they didn't want to change roles. It wasn't easy for them to have the opportunity to act as the main character, so they couldn't lose it. I called you here today to ask if you're interested in signing a contract with Star Moon Entertainment. As far as I know, both of you haven't signed a contract with the company yet, right? Lucy's eyes lit up when she heard this. She had a company before, but the senior management of that company requested her to accompany an investor. Lucy did not want to do these things, so she hid from them. It was only after the contract was terminated that she was free again. However, she also lost the support of her background and could no longer get a good role. She could only rely on her part-time job as a side character to maintain her livelihood. Now that Harry extended an olive branch to her and wanted to take her in, Lucy was extremely willing. During the time she was in Star Moon Entertainment, she could already see that Harry was different from the most people in the entertainment circle. He would never arrange for his artists to do dirty trades. He would also not treat his artists like slaves. Instead, he would protect them. From the recent matters regarding the Dream Angel Group, it could be seen that Harry was a good boss worth following. Mr. Parker, I am willing to join Star Moon Entertainment. Lucy immediately expressed her stance. Justin, on the other hand, hesitated. He had been an A-list celebrity for a long time. He broke away from the control of the entertainment company and started his studio. However, now that he was in dire straits, the so-called studio was no longer necessary. Other than himself and a part-time manager that he had hired, it was empty. Now that Harry had invited him to sign a contract with Starman Entertainment, Justin's heart was very conflicted. If he agreed, he would return to the old road. He did not know how long it would take for him to be independent and free. However, if he refused, Justin would worry that Harry would be unhappy and disqualify him from acting as the main character of the movie. Justin, we're old friends now. Let me say something here. You could see Mr. Parker's character. He won't treat you unfairly. What's there to hesitate about? Manson spoke up for him. Harry also saw Justin's dilemma and smiled. Don't think too much. I won't take my anger out on you because you refuse to join Starman Entertainment. No matter what, you'll be the main character of this upcoming movie. At this point, Justin was touched by Harry's open-mindedness and no longer hesitated. He nodded and said, Mr. Parker, you're a good boss. I have no reason not to follow you. Harry laughed and said, Haha, good. The fact that you can come to my place is like adding wings to Starman Entertainment. Don't worry, I'll make you become an A-list celebrity again and help you win the title of Best Actor again. Justin's blood immediately boiled. He, who was once the best actor, was already on his way out. No one remembered him anymore. That was a glory that belonged to the past. If he could win the title of Best Actor again, it would not be just glory to Justin. It also represented his desire for the future. He was not willing to give up. Why did the king of the movie want to play a supporting role behind a young star? He wanted to prove to others that he was the best actor. Those young and handsome actors were not worthy of being mentioned in the same breath as him. Mr. Parker, I don't know what to say anymore. You think so highly of me. Justin was so excited that he could not speak. His throat was choking. No need to say more. I understand your grievance. Director Manson told me that you would rather reject the invitation than make a movie with a young man. Harry admired Justin's way of doing things. He was a good actor who could uphold his integrity and not act in those messy movies. Yes, I'm not as noble as you think. I'm just angry in my heart, Justin said shamelessly. Harry and Manson both laughed. They admired Justin's straightforward attitude. It's settled then. Do you have any requests in terms of treatment? After laughing for a while, Harry asked again. Speaking of treatment, Lucy and Justin became cautious again. Lucy used to be just a minor character. She could earn money by putting on a show. $300 to $500 was already considered very good. Now that Harry wanted to sign a contract with her, she had no confidence. And Justin did not know what to say. In the past, when he was in his glory days, the entertainment companies would fight for a sky-high contract fee. But now he was in dire straits. This contract standard was really hard to grasp. How about this? Your contract and the treatment after you come to the company are the same as those celebrities from before. It's not easy for me to be special. However, both of you are the main characters of this movie that's about to start filming. How about we discuss the remuneration and decide on a number? Manson also said, It should be like this. A contract signed by the company and a remuneration contract for the movie. This is relatively fair. Yes, that's what I meant. Harry nodded. This way it would be easier to talk about it. There was nothing much to say about the contract. It was just the same standard as everyone else's contract. Justin and Lucy had previously understood the contents of the contract. It could be said that, other than the salary being lower, Harry's conditions were still very lenient. The restriction on artists was not as strict as other companies. Furthermore, Harry was not very harsh. He gave artists double benefits. One was the basic salary given by the company. In addition, there were additional benefits for participating in events or performing, and they could also discuss with the company. In this regard, Starman Entertainment was very humane when it came to artists. It was unlike other companies that treated artists as machines or slaves to earn money. Episode 303, Payment. The two of them happily signed a contract with Harry to stay in Starman Entertainment. And then there was the issue of the payment for the movie. Lucy was an actor who was not very famous. In the past, she was just a minor actor, so she only talked about the remuneration of $200,000 with Harry. To Lucy, this money was very high. Moreover, she was the main character. It was very rare for her to get this opportunity. She did not dare to ask for more money. Harry, on the other hand, felt a little guilty. $200,000 is too little. $500,000 is more suitable. No, $200,000 is already very high. Mr. Parker, you don't have to pay me extra. Lucy quickly shook her head. Manson, who was watching from the side, was dumbfounded. Whether it was $200,000 or $500,000, it was not much for an investment of the total $200 million, but this was a rare thing. Some celebrities did not want high remuneration, and the investors who took the initiative to increase the price could only be seen by Harry. If it were any other company, the investors would try their best to lower the remuneration of the celebrities. No need to say any more, just $500,000. Harry made the final decision. Justin thought for a while and said, "No need to say it, just $500,000. Mr. Parker, how about $2 million for my movie?" This price was also pitifully low. It was considered relatively low for third-string celebrities. The reason why Justin's offer was $2 million was that the movie they asked him to film a supporting role had offered him $2 million. In the movie that Harry was planning to film, although Justin was the main character, he also cherished this opportunity very much. He did not want to raise the price too high, which made Harry have a bad impression of him. In the movie that invited him to audition, the main character of the movie that invited him had requested a salary of $100 million, which was dozens of times worse than Justin's supporting role. $2 million? Are you sure? Harry asked. This price is suitable for me, Justin said confidently. Harry thought for a moment and said, "No matter what, you're the lead actor. I'll give you $3 million. The bonus of $1 million in one go made Justin feel so grateful that he almost knelt down. Such a good boss was hard to come by. "Mr. Parker, It's settled then." Harry waved his hand and interrupted Justin. After the two of them left, Harry and Manson discussed the treatment of other people. As the director, Manson also had to take part in the payment. Of course, the script was set by him. This movie was also a collaboration with Harry before it was released. After it was released, Manson would also take part of the profits from the box office. There were also people like photography, props, and field work that needed to be arranged properly. After discussing these miscellaneous matters, Jessica and the others' award ceremony also began. Harry turned on the computer and logged onto the official website of the Golden Melody competition. He watched the live broadcast just like everyone else in the company. The Dream Angel Group was an elder celebrity in the company. Now that they had obtained such a high honor, everyone in Starman Entertainment temporarily put down their work and paid attention to the live broadcast of the award ceremony. As the other winners from the other rankings received their awards one by one, the Golden Melody Champion Award, which was also the center of attention, finally arrived. Every star who won the Golden Song Championship would be crowned with the title of Heavenly Queen. Although it wasn't official, it could be seen from the public that the Golden Melody competition of the new song was very authoritative. Those who were able to receive awards here would be able to make a name for themselves in the entertainment industry in the future. And this time, the Golden Melody Champion was slightly different from the previous years. Because the Dream Angel Group was a combination, Jessica, Tammy, Sasha, and Elena walked onto the stage together to receive this trophy that all singers envied. When the trophy was raised high up by the four of them, all the employees of the Starman Entertainment cheered in unison. They were also happy that their own company's artists won the grand prize. The bullet comments on the live broadcast instantly exploded, and countless comments directly covered the screen. "The Angel Sisters are the champions. I'm really happy for them. They deserve to be the champions. They seem to be at the scene. It would be great if they could see the four of them win the award with their own eyes. Dream Angel, you can do it. I look forward to seeing more works appear in the world." Countless bullet messages were filled with comments that supported and praised Dream Angels. As a Dream Angels team winning the championship, although there was no doubt about it, they had also experienced some twists and turns. In the past, all sorts of negative news on the internet had caused an uproar, but fans still supported their own idols. Countless pop fans loved the Dream Angel Group to the point of bursting, and they didn't believe in the black news from before at all. Now that the four of them were able to win the championship, it also meant that the rumors and nonsense from before had all been fabricated. As the saying goes, the one who is clear is the clear one. Harry and Stephen didn't spend much effort, and the negative news about Jessica and the others were reviewed by countless otaku fans. After getting the championship prize, Chelsea and Jessica did not waste any time in the capital and immediately returned to Maryland. Manson's movie was still waiting to be filmed, but it had been delayed by more than a month because of the filming of the music videos. When they returned to the company, Jessica and the others were like heroes who had gone out to war. They received a warm welcome from the entire company. It was noon when they returned. Harry asked Mr. Cross to send some dessert from Star Moon Hotel. He held a small party in the company and had a simple celebration. "You can go and rest after everyone is done. Are you tired after these 2 days?" Harry said to Chelsea, who was beside him. "No need. I'm just going to get an award with you. What is there to be tired of?" Jessica shook her head. Harry originally wanted to let her have a good rest. During this period, Chelsea had been taking care of the school and company and had been very tired. But seeing Chelsea's firm tone, Harry could only give up and did not continue to persuade her. "How's the preparation for the movie going?" Chelsea asked again. "Yes, Manson told me that he wants to hold a press conference." Harry looked at Manson on the other side. "Do you want to take advantage of Jessica and the others' popularity to win the championship and strike while the iron is hot?" Chelsea asked. "More or less," Harry nodded. The Dream Angel group, which had just won the championship of the Golden Melody, was now red to the point of turning purple. They were the target of countless people's attention. The songs that the four of them were singing were used during the competition. The 3 songs were sung when they were performing previously. Now that they had been produced and released online, the increasing sales was simply terrifying. The number of hits for the 6 songs rose steadily. The sales situation was also very good. Everyone was fighting to pay for the album. Moreover, this album was worth it. Not only the audio, but 6 beautiful music videos could be appreciated by the buyers. The overall ranking and the click rate directly went up to number 1 on the internet. If the news that they were about to make a movie was released, it would be a very good advertisement for this movie that was about to be made. Episode 304, Popularity. A lot of people are paying attention to what the next song of the Dream Angel groups will be. But what's surprising is that they got the news that they're going to be in a movie. The Star Moon Entertainment held a press conference for the new movie Apocalypse Legend, which was also the opening ceremony. The media rushed over when they received the news. Even Harold, who was watching Big Bear's live broadcast, couldn't sit still any longer. "Mr. Parker, can I also participate in your opening ceremony?" Harold called Harry. He went straight to the point. Although Big Bear's live broadcast platform was not a traditional media platform, Harold did not want to miss this opportunity. He wanted to gain some popularity from Harry. One had to know that in the current Dream Angel group, as long as there was a bit of news, it would attract the attention of countless people, not to mention filming such a big event. "You want to do a live broadcast?" Harry gave it some thought and agreed to this request. Big Bear had been cooperating very well during the live broadcast, and Harry felt that the most of the people watching the live broadcast were young men. It just so happened that a large portion of them overlapped with Jessica's fans. Being able to see the opening ceremony of the new movie in Big Bear's live broadcast could be considered a good advertisement. After getting Harry's permission, Harold happily brought people and equipment to Star Moon Entertainment. At this time, the place was already blocked by over 100 media outlets. Luckily, there was a large auditorium in Cloud Heaven building that could accommodate hundreds of people. Harry set the venue for the event there. The reporters who had set up the equipment in the auditorium were all waiting eagerly for the people from Star Moon Entertainment to come. The opening ceremony of the movie was the most important event this year. The Dream Angel group had just won the award for their singing. After receiving the award of the Heavenly Queen's honor, they wanted to shoot a movie without taking advantage of the popularity of the concert. This wave of cross-border operations shocked everyone. "Now, this person hasn't arrived yet. Let's talk. Do you think the Dream Angel group will be acting in a movie?" While they were waiting, the reporters started to chat. "I don't think this matter is reliable. A singer who just debuted went to act in a movie. What kind of acting can we have? The Star Moon Entertainment doesn't follow the rules. This is simply a blind play. I think the Dream Angels have finally made a name for themselves. They might die here if they don't make a name for themselves." The reporters were in charge of the entertainment circle's news. They were also considered people in the industry who knew a lot. It was not a new thing for a singer to perform in a movie. However, the Dream Angel group had just made its debut, and they were not very famous yet. They were rushing to act in a movie. This matter did not seem reliable at all. However, the fans did not think so. To be able to see their favorite idol appear on the big screen was something to be happy about. Especially after Big Bear's live broadcast announced that he was about to start the live broadcast ceremony, the entire live broadcast platform was in an uproar. Even Big Bear's live broadcast host Dor ran over to watch the live broadcast. When they were live broadcasting, the songs that the audience frequently clicked on were from the Dream Angel group. Harold came a little later and didn't find the best spot. He wasn't in a hurry. Ordinary reporters wanted to fight for the best spot, but he was very familiar with Harry. With this kind of relationship, how could Harry not take care of him? As expected, the staff in charge of arranging the venue had already received Harry's instructions. After seeing Harold, they called him to the best seat in the front row. This place had always been empty, waiting for him to come over. "Hey, isn't this the director Harold from the Big Bear's live broadcast? Why did a live broadcast like you come here to make peace?" "That's right, he still has the best seat. He doesn't specialize in interviews, so why did they give it to him?" When the reporters were squeezed into the side and saw Harold, they were very surprised. They couldn't understand why this news conference wanted the live broadcast company to come over. You want me to give up my seat? Impossible." Harold smiled and arranged for his subordinates to take up the seat firmly. He did not have any intention of giving it away. "You're so arrogant. What's so great about a live streamer?" "Oof. If you want to challenge traditional media, you have to weigh in your weight first." The traditional media had some contempt and disdain for the new live broadcast industry. Although Harold was in the upper echelons of Big Bear's live broadcast, he didn't have any status in the eyes of these reporters. He was very looked down upon. Regarding this, Harry didn't care. He believed that the future of the live broadcast industry would be greater than the development potential of traditional media. He thought that if you ignored me today, I won't be able to reach you tomorrow. Anyway, with Harry's care, the best interview spot shouldn't be given away anyway. All the reporters were in position. Chelsea and Manson walked out with all the actors from the movie. For a moment, the huge lineup of actors blinded all the reporters. The one walking at the front was, of course, their Dream Angel group that was currently in the limelight. The four of them were all dressed up and appeared. That pure and beautiful face attracted the attention of the cameras. Behind them, more than 40 famous actors from the entertainment circle followed behind them. Although there were no second-tier and above celebrities, it was still a big deal for so many third-tier and fourth-tier celebrities to gather together. Seeing this scene, everyone had a premonition in their hearts. With so many celebrities, could it be that all of them were actors in the movie Apocalypse Legend? With so many celebrities, it would be too shocking if they were to act in a movie. In the past, it was already considered a big scene for a movie like this to have more than 10 famous actors acting together. But now, there were more than 40 of them. Justin is also here. He used to be the film king. Although his reputation has been a little weaker these few years, his strength is still displayed here. That's right, the Heavenly Queen duo, the former movie king, and so many other celebrities are acting in a movie together. I'm looking forward to the screening of this movie. The reporters were all amazed by Starman Entertainment's huge spending, and everyone watching the live broadcast was even more shocked. This kind of actor had never seen such plastic surgery before. Furthermore, many of the celebrities that appeared here were watching the live broadcast. When they saw their idol appear, the entire live stream instantly exploded. Harold looked at the number of people displayed backstage and laughed so hard that he couldn't close his mouth. The popularity of the live broadcast this time had exceeded the horizon. Up until now, the popularity had already exceeded 80 million. Looking at the rate of growth, it would soon exceed 100 million. 100 million viewers meant that Big Bear's live broadcast had broken the record of the entire industry. There had never been a live broadcast company that had achieved this result. Even if it was the industry's leading live broadcast, it would not have such an exaggerated popularity record. Harold looked at the celebrities of Starman Entertainment on the stage. He knew that this was an honor they had brought him. Episode 305. Question. Ever since Big Bear started working with Star Moon Entertainment, there's been a record break every time. Up until today, the number of registered members of Big Bear's live broadcast was close to the population of a small country. It was no longer a dream to overtake the industry's leader. Perhaps next time Big Bear's live broadcast would surpass them and sit on the throne of the #1 live broadcast company in the world. Harold was very clear in his heart that these were all brought over by Harry and even given to him. Without Harry's support, Big Bear's live broadcast would still neither be hot nor interesting, and it might even be surpassed by other companies ranked lower. Harry watched from behind the scenes. He did not stand in front of the stage, but only let Chelsea lead the celebrities to the opening ceremony. Seeing Chelsea doing the interview in sequence, Harry secretly nodded his head. In the future, he would not pull all his energy on Star Moon Entertainment. Chelsea could grow up to be independent as soon as possible, and Harry could hand the company over to her to run earlier. Mr. Parker. Yes, Director Harold. Why are you here? Harold ran to the backstage and greeted Harry respectfully. Just let my employees operate the equipment in front of us. I'm here to thank you, Mr. Parker. Huh? Harry was a little confused. He did not understand why Harold wanted to thank him. Because of Mr. Parker's support, we, Big Bear, have the hope of catching up to the live broadcast of the Bullhorn, so I want to thank you. Is that so? Why are you being so polite? Are we friends? Besides, I don't like that Bullhorn either. Your Big Bear broadcast can replace that Bullhorn and become the largest live broadcast company. I'm also very willing to see it. It's my greatest honor to be friends with you, Mr. Parker, Harold said in a flattered manner. With such a terrifying popularity value of $100 million, and the other broadcasting companies received the news immediately, especially the executives of the Bullhorn live broadcast. They were just about to flip the table. Can anyone tell me what's going on? Why is Big Bear's live broadcast developing faster and faster recently? If we don't think of a way, our Bullhorn will be kicked out of the first place. I think it has something to do with the Star Moon Entertainment. What? An entertainment company is not related to our live broadcast industry. What right does it have to help Big Bear's live broadcast rise? Big Bear's live broadcast is always bursting with popularity because it broadcasts things related to Star Moon Entertainment. With the help of the Dream Angel Group, it will be very difficult to not increase its popularity. Isn't it just a celebrity duo? If Big Bear's live broadcast stream can do it, we can do it too. Contact some famous celebrities immediately. No matter how much money it costs, we have to do a live broadcast on our platform. The bullfighter wanted to emulate Big Bear's live broadcast, but it was far from enough to quench their thirst. Regardless of whether it was Bullhorn or other live broadcast companies, the number of viewers remaining on the platform dropped sharply, and all of them ran over to Big Bear's live broadcast. And this live broadcast of the Doomsday Legend movie opening press conference once again broke through the horizon, and the number of viewers once again exceeded 150 million. For the entire industry, this was a number that could overturn the heavens. Harold looked at the number of people displayed backstage and was so happy that he almost went crazy. After Harry received Harold's report, he was also very happy. With so many people watching, the apocalypse legend that was about to start had a good start. When the movie was released, he believed that the box office results would not be bad. Generally speaking, many big productions and movie announcements cost 20%, and some even took up 40%. As for Harry's Doomsday Legend, he had invested $200 million. If it was calculated according to the normal publicity cost, it would cost $480 million. And now, not a single cent had been used. Using Big Bear's broadcast platform to gain 150 million viewers was a very good situation for this movie. Of course, it didn't mean that Harry wouldn't need to invest money in publicity in the future. Compared to other movies, this movie already had a very good advantage. Mr. Parker, thank you so much for coming here today. I hope we can have more cooperation in the future, Harold said sincerely. Harry smiled. Of course, it's not like you are grateful to me. After all, we are mutually beneficial. When the popularity of the movie you are paying attention to is high, I'll make an appointment with the promotional effect of my movie. Aha, it's like that. At the auditorium, the reporters were also impatiently asking questions. In their opinion, not to mention the movie Doomsday Legend, just the appearance of dozens of celebrities was very attractive. This was an unexpected big news, and they had to interview them properly. Director Chelsea, are all the celebrities here today going to play the roles in the movie? Yes, they're all artists from the company, and they're going to act in the movie Doomsday Legend together. After getting Chelsea's affirmative answer, the audience went into an uproar. As expected, what kind of movie would have so many celebrities? Chelsea very calmly introduced. Doomsday Legend is a sci-fi disaster-type movie. Our Star Moon Entertainment invested $200 million and vowed to create a movie that is comparable to a large production overseas. When the reporters heard this, they all raised their hands to ask questions. Chelsea pointed at one of the reporters in front. Director Chelsea, I think everyone has a question in their hearts. You have invited so many celebrities to act in the movie. Then the salary of the movie will be more than half, right? Yes, science fiction big productions all depended on the special effects. What kind of big production were those that didn't invest in special effects? Don't just use the sci-fi title to attract people's attention. $200 million is a lot of money when it comes to opening it up. However, how much money can you spend on the special effects after deducting the salary of so many celebrities? Everyone was very suspicious. It was all because the so-called big productions in nowadays were too much of a scam. When it was publicized, they would brag about it to the heavens. Only when it was truly released would they realize that it was simply a lousy movie, not as good as what they had said previously. Just like the instant noodles advertisement, there were meat and vegetables in the commercial. The big bowl was full and looked very sumptuous, making people drool. However, when they really bought it, they would know that the instant noodles were instant noodles. Fake publicity and exaggerated effects were common diseases in the country. The production cost of the special effects of Doomsday Legend is no less than $100 million, so don't worry, the movie's visual effects are guaranteed. $100 million? That can't be. Half of the total investment of $200 million was deducted, and the rest was deducted from the actor's pay. All sorts of publicity's fees and filming fees were also deducted. It seems like it's not enough. Everyone was puzzled. Some people who knew a little about the industry felt that something was not right after a brief analysis. Actors' remuneration could not be divulged so easily. Chelsea would not tell these reporters too clearly. But with the guarantee of $100 million in premium fees, those who were thoughtful understood that these actors' pay might be much lower than imagined. Episode 306, Publicity. No one knew that even the former silver screen king, Justin, was only paid $3 million. It was Harry who added $1 million on account of him being the lead actor, and it was also Harry who added $1 million on his own accord. The others only had about a dozen or $200,000. As for Jessica and the others, they did not receive much either. Each of them only received $1 million. All in all, with more than 40 celebrities acting together, it seemed like a huge lineup. But the total salary for the movie was not even $10 million, not even 5% of the total investment. Of course, $200 million was not a fixed investment. If there was a need later on, Harry would increase the budget and everything would be based on the best results. In Harry's eyes, the status of an actor was not as high as what others thought. Although a good actor could lead a movie, there was no need to promote an actor to the heavens. A movie, whether it was good or bad, was not decided by the actor. There were also many people who worked together. The script, director, photography, and even the group actors were all very important. The credit did not belong to the celebrities themselves. Why would they want him to take away most of the money? But after this question was asked, the reporters still had more questions waiting for them. Director Chelsea, the Dream Angel Group is a singer. Why do they also have to act in movies? Can you tell us what your company is thinking? Ever since they won the Gold Music competition, the fans have been looking forward to the Dream Angel Group bringing out new songs so that they can travel to the other worlds to film movies. Won't that delay their development? The Dream Angel Group is a singer group, not an acting group. Can the main characters of the movie guarantee their acting skills? Amidst a series of questions, Chelsea calmly stretched out her hand and said, The Dream Angel Group has not been walking the path of pure singers since the beginning. Our company wants to make them into an amphibian celebrity for movies and songs. Participating in the filming of this movie is already part of the company's plan. As for acting, I think Director Manson has more to say than me. Seeing Chelsea's signal, Manson took the microphone and said, Everyone should know me. I used to film films, so requirements for the actors' acting skills are quite harsh. In my opinion, the Dream Angel Group's acting skills are completely capable of being the main character of this movie. When everyone heard the director's words, the voices of doubt quieted down. Manson was indeed very picky about the actors, and he had a stubborn personality. The actors could not act out what he wanted, so they would rather stop filming than fool him. With his assurance, everyone was amazed by Jessica and the others. Not only were they beautiful, but they were also good at singing. They even had the acting skills of a big producer as the lead actors. It made people have no choice but to accept them. Some people were indeed doted on by the heavens. Not only were they beautiful, but they were also very talented. Actually, Jessica and the others were not as good as Manson had said. They were indeed lacking in acting skills, but this movie was a commercial movie. Their acting skills did not need to be perfect. During the period of time, Manson had taught them some acting knowledge through filming unknown music videos. In addition, the four of them did indeed have the talent to perform, which barely met Manson's minimum requirements. Also, not only is the Dream Angel Group the main characters of the movie, they will also be presenting the theme song and part of the episode for the movie. After the movie is released, everyone can wait and see. Chelsea threw another bomb at everyone. The reporters were excited and asked questions in panic. May I ask if this is a new song? Are the theme songs and interlude new songs? Yes, it is a new song written by our teacher Henry himself, Chelsea said with certainty. Oh my God, it's Teacher Henry's work again? Teacher Henry's creation, the combination of the Dream Angels, this is an invincible lineup. Star Moon Entertainment is really generous. I can't wait to see this Doomsday Legend. I hope it will be released soon. I'm really looking forward to it. No, we can't finish filming too quickly. A good work needs to be meticulously carved. Right, but this will make people feel conflicted. When the fans who were watching the live broadcast heard that the four people from the Dream Angel Group were also the main characters in the movie, as well as the new song as the theme song and interlude, they were all extremely excited. Since they wanted to see the movie as soon as possible and hear the new song, they were worried that the movie's effects would not be good if it was shot too quickly, so they were instantly very conflicted. Henry had already decided long ago that he would write the song for the movie. As for who would sing the song, it would definitely be Jessica and the others. Right now, the Star Moon Entertainment only had 4 artists that could be produced. Although the actors were also somewhat famous, it was not enough to cause a stir and attract attention. The opening press conference of the Doomsday Legend was very successful. The reporters who returned home hurriedly sorted out the information they had obtained from the interview and published it. And this news immediately rushed to the headlines and the top of the headlines. Even Big Bear's live broadcast record had reached the 2nd place on the hot news rankings. The 3rd place was that a new song was about to be released by the Dream Angel Group. In a short period of time, the top 3 of the entertainment circle's news were all related to Star Moon Entertainment, and even more people remembered the movie Doomsday Legend. $200 million in investment, the first real sci-fi blockbuster production in the country. The most popular singing group as the lead actor, and a lineup of over 40 huge celebrities. The most famous musician in the country, Henry, composed the theme song and the interlude. With so much information combined together, the effect was astonishing. Without needing Henry to do any promotional work, the Doomsday Legend became the most popular piece of news at the moment. In order to attract attention, the media also took the initiative to dig up information related to the Doomsday Legend. Whether it was the Star Moon Entertainment or the Dream Angel Group, many news that had not received much attention in the past had now become the hot topic. This was an irresistible trend. All the people and things related to the Doomsday Legend had been publicized through the live broadcast of Big Bear. It was what the public was most concerned about now. Whether it was willing or unwilling, the entertainment circle media could only publicize the Doomsday Legend for free in order to receive more attention for their own news. Even Chelsea became popular. The title of Beautiful CEO, Cold-Faced CEO, and Frost CEO was a name that netizens called her. Furthermore, Chelsea's Twitter fans had increased by nearly 1 million because of this matter. Because of a press conference, Harry's gains were very shocking. even if he invested tens of millions of dollars in advertising, it would not have such a good effect. Now that Stephen did not have the work assigned by Harry, he decided to join in on the fun and let his intelligence army continue to stir up public opinion. As long as he saw the trend of the news falling, he would immediately blow it up again. Harry felt very helpless when he saw this. He could only tell Stephen, "You have to be careful. Don't go too far." Episode 307. Visit. People in the entertainment industry who don't want to be in the headlines to keep it hot. However, Harry wanted Stephen to not go too far. If outsiders knew what Harry was doing, they would be shocked. Stephen didn't understand and asked curiously, "Isn't this good? Maintaining the position on the hot list is good for Jessica and the others, as well as the promotion for the new movie." "Don't overdo things. It's not good to hold Jessica and the others' new movie too high." "Oh, I understand. You're afraid of being praised and killed." "Yes, if someone makes use of the current public opinion to add fuel to the fire, it will be harmful to us and not beneficial to us." "All right, I understand. We'll stop the public opinion from spreading." Stephen nodded and said. Stephen walked out of Harry's office. June walked in after a while. "Sir, Harvey and Randy are here." Harry was very surprised. Why did these two people come to his company? After saving them from the sea, they went back to their homes in Maryland and did not contact each other. Now that these two had suddenly came to visit, he had no idea what was going on. "Let the two of them come in." June went out to welcome the two of them. When Harvey and Randy came in, they greeted Harry warmly when they saw him. "Mr. Parker, you've made a lot of noise recently." One of them had a family that was in charge of media and hospital lines, and the other had a film studio business. Both of them had a lot to do with the entertainment circle, so it was not strange that they knew some things about Harry. Harry smiled. "It's no big deal. It's normal. Let's sit down and talk." "Mr. Parker is still too modest. Right now, everyone in the entertainment circle knows about the combination of Star Moon Entertainment and Dream Angel Group. Today's movie opening ceremony is also a big show." Harvey sighed from the bottom of his heart. Ever since he returned home, he had been paying attention to Harry's Star Moon Entertainment. He admired Harry's various methods. "We originally wanted to help Mr. Parker. Unfortunately, Mr. Parker moved too fast. Or we can make a move. You've already won the championship of the Golden Melody competition," Randy said. Harvey nodded. "I'm afraid Mr. Parker still doesn't know that the dart scoreboard is my family's property. I wanted to push the Dream Angel Group to the top of the ranking list before the competition. Unfortunately, Mr. Parker is too powerful. I haven't realized it yet. You've already pushed them to the top of the list." "So the dart scoreboard is your family's property. I didn't expect it," Harry said in surprise. Before, he only knew that Harvey's family was in the media industry. As for which media it was, he didn't know. Only now did he figure it out. It turned out that the biggest comprehensive website in the country, the Dart Scoreboard, belonged to Harvey's family. The current value of the Dart Scoreboard was part of a larger parent company worth around $80 billion. Harvey's family also had more than one industry. It could be seen that his family's strength was also extraordinary. "It's just a small property. It's still a lot weaker than Mr. Parker's," Harvey said very modestly. "All right. Why are you two here today?" Harry asked. "It's like this, Mr. Parker. Didn't you want to film a movie? My family happens to have a film studio for you to use for free." Randy took over the topic. Harvey also said, "I can also help out with the media and the hospital lines. This is 4 of us to repay Mr. Parker for saving our lives. You must not refuse." Harry did not expect the two of them to be here to repay Mr. Parker's kindness. He had saved them earlier and did not expect to get anything in return. Furthermore, the shooting location of the movie was where Harry and Manson wanted to film in the film studio in Maryland. "Where's your film studio located?" Harry asked Randy. "It's in Florida. Tiny Hat Film Studio is the largest film studio in the country. It has everything, be it the setting or the props. Mr. Parker, as long as you go there, I'll provide you with anything you need." Randy patted his chest and promised. "Florida." Harry hesitated. It was quite far away from Maryland. Harry did not want to run so far. However, when he saw Randy's enthusiastic look, he couldn't refuse. After all, this was also good intentions. "Mr. Parker, you think it's better to stay away, it's not that I'm bragging. My movie studio is one of the best in the country and even the whole world. If you want to film a big production, my place is perfect." Harry nodded and felt that what Randy said made sense. The film studio in Maryland was relatively small and the conditions were also relatively simple. Many live scenes would be taken less often and would require a lot of post-production modifications. In that case, it would be better to go to Randy's home's Miami Film Studio City. "Wait a moment, I'll call the director over." Harry felt that he should ask Manson for his opinion. After all, he was the director and he had a lot of rights to speak about the filming. "June, go and find Manson to come to my place." Harvey and Randy watched June walk away. Their hearts were filled with jealousy. They were also the heirs of big families, but they didn't have a beauty like Harry to protect them. This kind of beautiful and powerful guard who was proficient in all kinds of skills was not only one in a million, but also in a million. It was a very lucky thing to find one in a million. Moreover, this did not have much to do with luck. It reflected the strength of the clan. Only a powerful and terrifying clan could nurture such a powerful and pleasing guard. Not long after, Manson came to Harry's office. Seeing that there were two strangers there, he was slightly surprised and asked respectfully, "Mr. Parker, you're looking for me?" "Yes, I want to talk to you about the shooting location of the movie." Harry told Manson about Randy's Tiny Hat Film Studio City. Manson was even more surprised. "Miami, the film studio city? It would be even better if we could go there and film." "So you agree to change the filming location?" Harry asked. "Of course. Tiny Hat Film Studio is the world's second largest comprehensive film city. All kinds of themed movies can be filmed there, and the production of props is also very convenient. I have the confidence to film the movie better there," Manson said happily. Whether the movie could be filmed well or not only did it have to have a director, an actor with a good script, it also had to have good hardware facilities to ensure that it could be filmed well. For example, if he wanted to film a movie related to the ocean, he couldn't film in the desert, right? There was also the production of equipment. The legendary movie Doomsday was a sci-fi disaster type and required a large number of scene props. There was no well-known production team in the film studio city in Maryland. If they ordered from the other places, it would take a longer time to film. Comparatively speaking, filming in Tiny Hat Film Studio City was the most ideal. "Aha! Mr. Parker, it's settled then. When are you going to film the crew?" Randy laughed. Manson looked at him strangely. Harry had not introduced him to him since he came in. Episode 308. Film City. Seeing the puzzled look in Manson's eyes, Harry introduced. "This is Randy. Tiny Hat Film Studio City is his family's property. This is Harvey. His family's in charge of media and the hospital. The art scoreboard is one of his family's properties." Two super heirs. This was the first thought that came to Manson's mind. Tiny Hat Film Studio was Randy's baby. He had been growing it and the city around it with his family for years. It was said that the entire film studio city was built with over a $300 billion investment, and his family's business group that owned most of the city was currently valued at more than $800 billion. Although it was not as good as Tiny Hat Film Studio City, Harvey's family still had the industry. This was the upper structure of the film industry. In the entire industry, there were only 3 schools that could be considered famous. Each one of them had a scale of hundreds of billions, and their profits were very considerable. "Randy, Harvey, it's an honor to meet you all," Manson said respectfully. Manson was shocked by Harry's connections. With the help of these two people, the movie could be connected from filming to screening and even to announcing it. It would not be a problem for him. "May I know which theater you run in, Harvey?" Manson could not help but ask. "Phoenix Courtyard line." Manson immediately took a deep breath. It was actually the largest cinema in the country, occupying 60% of the entire industry's resources. Almost all the cities in the country with 4 or more cinemas had a Phoenix cinema, and there were also many cities with more than one. It could be said that Phoenix Film Studio covered the entire country. Apart from the small towns, there were Phoenix cinema in every county and city. This was in existence at the level of a giant, As long as there was a sufficient screening rate at Phoenix Cinema, the box office would definitely be guaranteed. Manson was so excited that he almost couldn't sit still. What kind of help did Harry get from the second largest film studio in the world, the largest cinema in the entire country? Manson didn't know that these two people weren't found by Harry at all. They had come to his doorstep to beg Harry for help. If Manson knew the real situation, he would definitely stare at them with his eyes wide open. Mr. Parker, after the movie is finished, you must come to our Phoenix line to release the movie. I will definitely provide you with the best treatment in terms of publicity and screenings. Also, before the movie is released, the DART scoreboard will also help you create public opinion and publicize it, Harvey said to Harry. Last time, Harry saved them. When they were on the ship and learned that Harry was going to make the movie, Harvey and Randy decided to make use of the family's business to provide convenience for Harry. After they returned to their respective families and greeted them, the two of them came to Harry to express their feelings. When he heard Harvey's generous promise, Manson hesitated. Randy, Harvey, I don't know about the cost of our cooperation. Before he could finish, Randy waved his hand. I just told Mr. Parker that the Film Studio City is free of charge. We could provide whatever we want. Harvey said, on my side, the promotional activities on the internet can be done for Mr. Parker's movies for free. The queuing at the cinema is also the highest, but the box office earnings can't be ignored. Harry nodded to show his understanding. The box office earnings for the cinemas and movie producers had always been the largest, and the ratio for the producers was lower than that of the cinemas. After all, the cinema provided the venue and facilities for the screening. Furthermore, it was nationwide, so it was impossible to give every single box office to the producer. Generally speaking, it was based on 46%. The producers would get 40%, and the streamers would get 60% of the total box office earnings. Mr. Parker, when I came here, I already talked to my family. We can get 40% of the box office earnings from the movie Doomsday Legend, while you get 60%. Harvey was very generous and promised Harry the majority of the profits. Manson, who was standing aside, was shocked when he heard what the two of them had said. He couldn't understand why they would give Harry such a good treatment. It didn't make sense at all. After pondering for a long time, a terrifying thought emerged in Manson's mind. Harry's strength was much stronger than those two super heirs. The two of them wanted to please Harry, or they wanted to ask Harry for something else. That was why they were willing to give up such a huge benefit. Looking at Harry, who had been sitting calmly in his chair, Manson felt that signing a contract with Star Moon Entertainment was the right choice. Following such a powerful boss, would he have to worry about not having a future? Harry did not really want to accept the good intentions sent by Randy and Harvey. In his heart, saving them was a convenient thing, and he really did not feel like he wanted anything in return. But in their point of view, if it wasn't for Harry saving them at that time, they wouldn't have been able to buy their lives no matter how much money they spent. The reward they gave Harry now was much less than their own lives. Mr. Parker, it's settled. We're using you as a friend. Please don't reject us. Randy saw that Harry was silent, so he took the initiative to speak. Harry thought for a while and said, All right, I accept your good intentions, and I'll accept you as my two friends. Ha ha! It is in our best interest to be friends with Mr. Parker. Harvey laughed happily. You must be joking. June went to get the bottle of red wine from the Batten Winery in the cabinet, Harry instructed. Batten Winehouse? Randy exclaimed. The red wine produced by this winery is said to be the best in the world. It has never been sold to outsiders, but the real sale price between collectors is $10 million. Harvey was also surprised. I once saw a bottle at the Grand Royal Banquet. Unfortunately, I'm not qualified to taste it. I did not expect Mr. Parker to have a bottle here. Randy and Harvey did not doubt that the bottle in Harry's hand was fake. However, this kind of wine produced by 100 bottles every year, it was not something that could be bought with money. Only the most powerful and influential people can get their hands on it. The two of them were shocked by the bottle of wine in Harry's hand, but they also felt relieved. They had originally thought that Harry had a very deep background, but now they could see that the tip of the iceberg through this bottle of wine. When Manson heard their exclamation, he could only be dumbfounded. What kind of wine was worth $11 million? What he drank was not wine, but gold. Even gold was not as valuable as a bottle of wine. A bottle of wine was worth 100 meters of luxurious property in Maryland City. Drinking it was equivalent to drinking a house. Was there anything more frightening than this? The three of them did not know that the Batten Wine House was actually a property of the Parker family. As the heir of the family, Harry naturally had wine from the wine store. It was previously stored in the insurance vault of Citibank and only took it out after Harry's property was released. In Harry's opinion, this was just a bottle of wine. It was only slightly better than the rest. As for the value of this bottle of wine, Harry would never consider it. Episode 309. Sir. Under Harvey, Randy, and Manson's fervent gaze, June used the bottle opener to unplug the cork on the mouth of the bottle. She poured it into a container used for decanting alcohol. With a slight shake, the entire office was filled with a faint but intoxicating fragrance of wine. The three of them sniffed in an intoxicated manner. They sighed in their hearts. So this was the smell of red wine worth $10 million. It was indeed unusual. Manson was not from the upper class, so he did not have a deep impression of it. However, Randy and Harvey were super heirs who controlled hundreds of billions of dollars in their family. They had seen all kinds of expensive wine. However, they were still deeply intoxicated by Harry's bottle of wine. The kind of world's top red wine. Even the royal families of the big countries didn't have many bottles. Only a few people who stood at the top of the world would enjoy it. The three of them carefully took the glass of red wine that June brought over. They slightly sipped it and did not dare to drink it too quickly. They wanted to save some time to taste it. But there would be a time when they finished drinking. Harry gestured for June to pour more wine for the three of them. But Harvey and the others didn't dare to drink any more. It was rare to be able to taste such an expensive wine. If they drank any more, they would be greedy. Seeing their insistence, Harry asked June to seal the wine and put it away. Looking at the wine that was put away, Harvey and the other two revealed a trace of satisfaction and regret in their eyes. They only had such conflicting thoughts. It could only appear under such circumstances. He did not dare to drink any more wine. As a top-class collection of red wine, the fact that the owner was able to entertain and savor it indicated how important he was to the guests. If he drank too much, he would not know what was good for him. It was very rude. Mr. Parker, thank you for your hospitality today. I didn't think I would be able to order the red wine from Batten White House here. When we have time, we will also treat you well, Randy said. I won't disturb you today. We should go back now. Harvey stood up and said goodbye to Harry. After sending the two of them out of the company, Harry returned to his office. Manson stood at the door in a daze. He had never thought that his movie, which he had unable to find an investor, would go so smoothly after meeting Harry. It was unbelievable. Not only did he have to invest a lot of money to make the movie, but he had also finished filming and screening the movie in the later stages. Everything that he could think of had been resolved. Now that he thought about it, besides doing his job as a director, Manson did not have to worry about anything else. Even Mr. Parker didn't need to worry about it. Someone would take the initiative to come and solve the problem. After thinking for a while, Manson could only sigh. Only with money could one go smoothly. Without money, one would not be able to move an inch. He had been so poor that he had run into a wall wherever he went. He did not know what kind of virtues he had accumulated in his previous life to be able to meet a benefactor like Harry. After sighing for a while, Manson turned around and returned to the company. The front desk at the door saw him standing outside in a daze for a long time. She asked doubtfully, Director Manson, what did those two do just now? Why are you spacing out after sending them away? What? Spacing out? I was thinking. Those two people just now had a huge background. Manson pretended to be serious and corrected the front desk lady's mistake. He then briefly told her about Randy and Harvey. Of course, he couldn't tell her front desk about the details. However, Manson was very excited right now, as if he was looking for someone to share the joy in his heart. He roughly told her the background of the two of them and the matter of finding Harry to cooperate with him. As expected, the receptionist was stunned by what she saw. One is the owner of the Tiny Hat Film Studio City, and the other is the owner of Phoenix Cinema? Yes, they're all begging to provide Mr. Parker with resources to film a movie, Manson said with certainty. Oh my God! The receptionist sighed with the same emotion as Manson. She was not sure if she was surprised by Harvey Randy's background or whether she was surprised that Harry could make the two of them take the initiative to ask for cooperation, or both of them. Manson left the front desk and returned to his office. Within a few minutes, the news that he had told the receptionist had spread throughout the entire company. All the employees were shocked. As employees of the entertainment company, they naturally knew what Tiny Hat Film Studio City and Phoenix Cinema represented. These two influential existences in the film industry, especially Phoenix Cinema. As long as the screening rate increased by 0.01%, it would be equivalent to a few million in the box office. Right now, not only would his company's movie have the opportunity to cooperate with these two companies, but they would also be delivered to his doorstep by the other party. This is unbelievable. I've always thought that our company was just a small fish in the entertainment circle, but I never imagined that it wouldn't be like this. This is a giant leviathan pretending to be a small fish. It's not that our company is awesome, but that our boss is awesome. It's obvious that those two super heirs are here to curry favor with our boss. I don't even dare to think about it. What kind of background does our boss have? It's too scary. Yeah, to be able to make these two big whales in the entertainment industry beg for cooperation, it's not something an ordinary person can do. Even the top bowtie entertainment in the entertainment circle might not think much of it. What does the bowtie entertainment count as? These two are the real big shots. Of course, our boss is the big shot among the big shots. The ordinary employees were shocked, and the stars of Star Moon Entertainment, who had just signed contracts, were even more shocked. They had a higher level of contact with these ordinary employees. They understood how powerful Harvey and Randy were behind them. On the surface, their family controlled the film city and the cinema. In fact, their connections were so powerful that they made people despair. This was how they could make a celebrity famous with just a word. They could even shut down the existence of top celebrities with a single word. It was such a powerful existence that lowered their voice in front of the boss. Until now, who would still dare to treat Harry as the boss of an ordinary entertainment company? Even if one were to use one's toe to think, it was obvious that although Harry looked ordinary, his background was unimaginably powerful. He could not ignore Harry's true strength just because he kept a low profile. The actors who were not satisfied with Harry's salary because of the lack of remuneration, now no one had any discontentment. They were all frightened by Harry. Who would dare to be impudent in front of such a powerful boss? Wasn't this courting death? If Harry was provoked, he would immediately issue a banning order. Destroying the future of a celebrity was just a matter of blowing his breath. Of course, other than fear, these celebrities were also delighted. To be able to be an artist under such a boss, who would dare to bully them in the future? Based on Harry's protective personality, as long as he was reasonable, Harry could use all sorts of methods to protect his artist and even make his opponent suffer a fate worse than death. Everyone in Star Moon Entertainment was happy, as if they were celebrating a festival. But the big star, Kiss Holiday, was frowning with a sad face. Episode 310, Opponent. Ever since the last concert of the Dream Angel group fought in the ring, Kiss Holiday had suffered the greatest blow, and her reputation plummeted. During this period of time, she had thought of all sorts of methods to regain her face. But there was a saying that said, life was always full of ups and downs. Right now, it was as if she had fallen into a quagmire, and the more she struggled, the deeper she sank. Ever since the last concert, she had been scolded miserably by her fans. It wasn't just the concert last time. Even the one from a long time ago had been found out, and all kinds of evidence had been found to prove that it was also a fake. She did not dare to log into her Twitter right now. As long as she went online, she would receive all kinds of angry messages. There were even millions of comments, all of which were questions and curses from her fans. Kiss Holiday spent a high price to find several public relations companies. She wanted to wash herself clean, but at least there was some effect. The main thing was that the entertainment industry was always full of all kinds of news that attracted people's attention. The Dream Angel group had been on the headlines of the trending headlines recently, and they had inadvertently helped Kiss Holiday. It made those people who scolded her no longer have the time to bother her, and all went to the fans of the Dream Angel group. This made Kiss Holiday feel so aggrieved that she wanted to cry. She even held back her anger and did not have a place to vent it. She was the Heavenly Queen, so she should have come to chase after her. Why did a few rookies who had just debuted suppress her? No, I can't just admit defeat like this. I am the Heavenly Queen, and I have only suffered a small setback. If you can film a movie, so can I. Kiss Holiday looked at the news of the Dream Angel group acting in the Doomsday Legend and was very convinced in her heart. She had previously relied on the Heavenly Queen's name, and many people had come looking for her to make a movie. However, they were all those who were known as big productions in the early stages, and after the movie was released, the box office was like a dog pouncing on the box office. Kiss Holiday did not think that her acting skills were bad. She felt that it was all someone else's fault. Ever since she had filmed a few lousy movies, no one had come looking for her to film a movie anymore. Now that she saw her enemy, the Dream Angel group, she also wanted to film a movie. Kiss Holiday's heart, which had been extinguished, was once again ignited with flames. She decided to make a movie as well as fight the Dream Angel group in the ring once again. I don't believe that a dignified Heavenly Queen like me can't be a few of your newly debuted little girls. Kiss Holiday muttered to herself as she took out her phone and called Lester. After Lester stood her up during the last concert, the two of them never contacted each other again. Although Kiss Holiday was angry in her heart and blamed her failure on Lester, this was, after all, the thick thigh that she had hugged, so she could not easily give up. The reason why Lester did not contact Kiss Holiday was because the marriage arranged by his family was too powerful. During this period of time, they had been very strict with him, making Lester, who liked to eat meat, feel angry. When he saw Kiss Holiday call him, it was like dry firewood meeting fire. Coincidentally, his fiancée, Lexus, went overseas and no one was watching him now. Lester wanted to take advantage of the opportunity to quickly find someone to get rid of the anger in his body. If he continued to hold it in, he would definitely get sick from holding it in. The call connected. Kiss Holiday pretended to be coy and said, "Randy." Lester shivered when he heard this voice. He immediately interrupted. "Don't say anything. I will go and find you now." Okay, I'll wait at home." Lester's impatient tone stunned Kiss Holiday for a moment. Then, she secretly laughed in her heart. She was still charming. It seemed that she had fascinated the head of the Holstead family. Lester hung up the phone, got on his private plane, and rushed to Maryland. Although West Province was thousands of miles away from Maryland, Lester was not a man who could eat all kinds of women. His favorite thing to do was play with female celebrities. The lust he felt for Kiss Holiday was something he hadn't felt in a while. When they arrived at Maryland, Lester pushed open Kiss Holiday's door and crazily attacked. When everything was calm and quiet, the two of them lay on the bed and smoked. Only then did Lester remember to ask Kiss Holiday why she called him. "Randy, I'm facing difficulties in my career now. I want to shoot a movie to turn my luck around. Do you support me?" Kiss Holiday used her fingers to draw circles on Lester's chest. She had already understood Lester's preference. This kind of action was like giving a cat a scratch on its chin. Lester enjoyed it very much. Every time at this time, his thinking would slow down. Basically, he would agree to whatever she wanted. Sure enough, Lester narrowed his eyes and felt very comfortable. When he heard Kiss Holiday's request, he immediately agreed. "I support you. I support you. Isn't it just shooting a movie? How do we do it?" Kiss Holiday felt proud in her heart. He had taken the bait so easily. "The owner of that so-called Dream Angel group invested $200 million to make a movie for them. I can't be any worse than them. Furthermore, I want to fight with them in the ring. When their movie is going to be released, I will release the same time. I will squeeze them until they can't get any box office sales." "How much do you need?" "It's only $2 million. I'll give you $4 million. Make a movie for me and see." Lester's family was a minor. A few $100 million was nothing to him. He did not even need to think about it. Kiss Holiday was so happy that she almost fainted when she heard that it was $400 million. She immediately used all kinds of techniques to stimulate Lester's anger. After the peace and quiet, Lester moved away and left $400 million for Kiss Holiday. He also left a few $100 million in Kiss Holiday's savings during this period of time. Very quickly, Kiss Holiday made use of her connections to immediately pull up a movie crew. Having money was being willful. The script of the movie, the director, the photography team, and so on were all not a problem. As long as they paid, they could find a lot of people in the entertainment industry. Although Kiss Holiday's reputation was not very good recently, these people would not make things difficult for money. Anyway, as long as the movie was filmed and they took the money and left, it would be fine. Who cared about her reputation? Of course, Kiss Holiday was not messing around. The script was a well-known screenwriter in the buying circle, and the director was also the best. Even the male lead was a popular young man. The number of fans was so high that it was scary. He had 50 million fans. Kiss Holiday believed that with her being the female lead, no matter which aspect, she was better than Doomsday Legends. Humph. You think you're so great just because you find dozens of small celebrities? I'm using the best ones here. How are you guys going to compete with me? How are you going to lose after the number of celebrities add up to the sky? I'll wait for the box office to drop you guys. In less than a week, Kiss Holiday found all kinds of resources to set up the film crew and then held a press conference. She swore to challenge the legend of Doomsday to the end. The entertainment industry was also shaken by this news. The Heavenly Queen, Kiss Holiday, raised $400 million to film a movie.